Hey, thanks for checking out the channel. Today, I'm going to show you how I built this concrete address sign. So let's get started. I wanted to use as much scrap material as I could on this project, so I pulled out the melamine I had left over from our fire pit project. Next, I made some measurements. I wanted the slab to be 4 inches thick, so I marked it off and took it over to the table saw. I didn't quite have enough melamine, so I found that the back of a scrap piece of laminate flooring had the perfect smooth surface that would work just as well as the melamine. Now it was time to put the form together. I always find that it's easier to tack the pieces together first before screwing them together. Then I drilled some pilot holes and screwed the box together. After the screws were in place, I vacuumed out all of the dust and debris. I wanted the edges of the sign to have a nice evenly rounded look, so I applied some silicone caulking to the corners. I learned this Sharpie trick from a video about making the perfect caulking seams on a backsplash. It works great and creates a perfect even round edge. Wipe away the excess silicone and work your way around the form. Once it dries, you can clean it up by peeling off the extra material as well. Make sure you work it into the corners and you're good to go. I was going to use the fiberglass mesh I had left over from our concrete countertops, but I decided to splurge a little and break out the 375 for a 10-foot piece of rebar. I just had to cut it to length with an angle grinder. Pro tip: this looks way cooler in slow motion and in the dark. Next, I used some wire to tie the rebar together. Now it was time to mix some concrete. made sure to work it all the way into the corners and get rid of any air gaps. More mixing, more pouring, and more troweling until 3.5 bags filled the form. I then used a concrete vibrating tool to get all the air bubbles out. Look at how much air just bubbles out of there. Next, I hit the sides with the vibrating tool. This is really important since you can easily see the air bubbles on the side surfaces if you don't work them out properly. I dropped in the rebar and worked it into place. A little more troweling and it was ready to be left to dry. After 3 days, the concrete was sufficiently hardened to remove the forms and be handled. After I removed the screws, it was fairly easy to pry off the form. As always, remember to lift with your back in a quick jerking motion. I brought the slab outside to do some wet polishing on the front face. Once you get the water flow how you need it, just go to work starting with a coarse grit and work your way up to a fine polish grit. I started with a 50 grit, then 100, then 200, and all the way up to 1500 for a smooth polished finish. Then it was time to apply some concrete sealer. Just pour it on, spread it around evenly, and be sure to wear gloves. This stuff is nasty. After the sealant dried, I brought the slab back inside and laid out where I wanted the numbers positioned. I used a tile pencil to mark the center of each number. Then I lined up the provided stencil with the center marks and marked the drill hole locations with a Sharpie. I used a masonry bit to drill the holes. Once this was done, I wiped away the dust and the tile pencil marks. Now, time to install the numbers. I filled the holes with clear silicone and pushed the number standoffs in. little bit of dark mulch, and some plants we picked up from the hardware store, and it was all done. I really love the way it came out. The polished finish and aggregate patterns look great, and the raised shadow lettering give the numbers a nice separation to stand out. I hope you enjoyed this project as much as I did, and we'll see you on the next one.